There are 3 habits that we do every single day that help us live a successful, frugal lifestyle, and I want to share those with you today. But before we get started, if you're new to our channel, I'm Julia. Erin's behind the camera, and we are the Canny Couple, a small homestead family in rural Virginia that work every single day to merge homesteading and frugality. And I will tell you, frugality has always been a part of our day-to-day, everyday lives. We have grown in our frugality journey. We've gotten better at our frugality journey over the years. We were being frugal and realized that we had to make some changes early on, and as we've grown together, as we've grown in age, we have really learned how to nail down frugality for us and what works. And I would say that a key to our frugality are these 3 habits. The first one is planning. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize. I know people don't like living with a plan in mind. I know there's people who live on chaos, that live in that kind of lifestyle where they don't want to know what's going to happen from hour to hour, day to day. You're going to spend more money. So if you're trying to save money, you're trying to be frugal, planning is probably 60 to 70% of helping you save the most amount of money you can. I save more money by planning my grocery menu or our meal plans from my pantry than I do by going to the grocery store and just buying what we're having for the week. I save so much more money doing that. I know that because the first week I bought groceries from a meal plan I developed for Erin and I. I think we spent like $200 that week, and our grocery budget now is $300. And we are averaging $275 for a month. Not a week, a month. And that's with inflation. That was 10 years ago. Do you remember that?
I do.
Because Erin did the shopping. I sent him the list and he did the shopping. So you have to plan these out. You have to plan out when you need to replace items in your home, when you're going to replace your vehicle. All of these things, you start putting that money aside before you need it. So you're not going into debt to make those big purchases that you need to make, or even the little purchases you need to make. Planning helps. Even thinking of, I'm about to pull my hair out of my head. I need to go out. Let's go get a coffee and just go out. We don't do that. If I need a minute, I will go make my coffee. I will go read an article, read a book, and create a quiet time for myself. And I know it doesn't always work that way for everybody, but there are other options for you. So planning is key. I would say 65-70%. What would you say, Erin?
I agree, somewhere in that range.
I mean, so much about frugality is planning ahead. Absolutely. The next is commitment. When you decide you're going to live a more frugal lifestyle, you can't just say it. You've got to do it. You've got to put the work in. You've got to budget. You've got to do the work to keep your grocery budget down. It doesn't take a lot of work and effort. And the first few times are going to be painful. It's going to hurt. And the first time you have to tell your little, no, honey, we're not going to get that. It's not the budget. It's going to hurt. But it's going to get easier, and your littles are going to get more adjusted to seeing this new lifestyle. They're not going to know. They're not going to know. All they're going to see is mom and dad are getting rid of their debt, and they're going to live a happier lifestyle without debt because they're going to be freer and more able to do things with you because they're not working so hard for the debt that they have. So you've got to commit 100%. Like, it can't just be halfway. And I feel like when we first started, we were probably halfway.
We were halfway.
But we have fully committed. And because we have fully committed, we are doing better financially. We've done better financially every single year. But we have never been this good financially. And we have one less income than we did 11 months ago.
Yeah.
The last thing is accountability. This is important. Whether you're single, whether you're a partner, you have to be accountable. You have to talk about it. If you make a mistake, if you mess up, if you go over budget, you have to be open about it. I was over budget by $10 one month, and we knew exactly what happened. I thought I had $26 left. I had 16. And I was like, I did so good. And I was like, oh, I didn't do so good. And that was my fault. That was on me. That wasn't on Aaron, because the grocery budget's my responsibility in our household. That's how we've kind of laid that out. And that's okay. It depends on how it's laid out in yours. But you have to be accountable to each other, to yourself. And you can't just say, oh, well, this was a one-time purchase. We needed it. You have to be accountable, because you're never going to learn, because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall. We still fall. We still fail. But what we do is we look at each other and we're like, okay, how do we keep this from happening again next month? How do we make sure this $10 extra in the grocery budget doesn't happen again next month? And that's what we do. So you have to plan ahead. You got to do the work. You've got to commit 100%. And you got to be accountable. Those are so important. You have anything else to add, Aaron?
It does take a lot of time to get this into play, to train yourself.
It does. It's a habit. So start small. Do not say, okay, we're going to shift our entire lifestyle tomorrow and be like, we're going to change everything. We're not turn on the lights. We're going to do any of these things. Your family needs time to adjust. You need time to adjust. You're not going to be able to do this. Most people say it takes 30 days to start or break a habit. I will tell you, as somebody who lives by a process, a plan, a habit, I need more than 30 days. I need closer to 45 to 60 days. And if I fall out of that habit, it's really hard for me to get back on track. It takes me another 45 to 60 days of consistently doing that habit to remember. So you have to make yourself notes. Do all of these things to remember, oh wait, today is Tuesday. Our grocery ads come out today. I need to make sure I take 30 minutes to go through those ads and make my grocery list. Do I have sales I need to hit by a certain time? You need to make sure you have a process set up for you so you can do these habits and you start working through them and get to where you need to be. So I would love to hear what you think. What do you think are the best habits for frugal lifestyle? Send those in the comments below. Also, make sure you check out our link tree where you'll see all of our other content, including our podcast. And as always, thank you for joining us on the Canny Couple, where we work hard, live simple, and enjoy life. Have a wonderful day.